Hey, this is Chris. Keep it real. How you doing? Gonna watch the Super Bowl tonight? I'm probably gonna watch about a quarter because I have to go to bed because some of us have to get up at 6 in the morning and get to work, and so I'm probably not gonna watch the whole thing. But nevertheless, I'm gonna give you a pick anyway because I like to be right, and I do pretty good with picks sometimes. Well, yeah, sometimes. So who's going to win tonight? Well, I'm going to go with the Bucks because I admire Tom Brady for his longevity, obvious intelligence, discipline, all the things that make a football career a football career. Well, he's not great yet either, is he? Player great. Tom Brady is proof that the most important weapon in football is the brain, and I appreciate that. And the fact that he can still do what his brain expects him to do is pretty amazing. I'm really not willing to go on a diet he's on. Just can't do it. But, you can't argue with the results. At least for him, right? You could argue the results, but not in his case. So I think it's going to be... Here's what I think is going to happen. I think the Bucs are going to jump out to an early lead because Kansas City's defense just never seems to be able to put it together for at least about a half a quarter to a quarter. And I think that much like last week's game against Green Bay, Tampa Bay is going to roll up some points, and they are going to build a lead that is, and of course, like the Patriots did 2 years ago, right, in the AFC Championship. They rolled up a big enough lead that they were able to withstand, although the game was tied late. But still, those early points made a big difference. And so I think the big points made a difference back then. The big points made a lot of difference last week, especially with Brady's knife to the heart at the very end of the first half when he went for it and got it. And so I think that's what's going to happen. I think I've listened to a lot of commentators over the past week. Some of them I like, some of them I don't like. But one of the analyses, I think I said it's analyses, isn't it? Well, no, analyses is plural, I guess. So one of the analysis that I heard, that just doesn't sound right, does it? It is one of the analyses. Okay. I'm a student of English, and I like to speak proper English at all times. Well, anyway, the bottom line was that from the top of the roster to the bottom of the roster, in terms of individual positions, in terms of what each team can bring to the table at those positions for each player, Tampa Bay is in fact a better team. The difference is that Tampa Bay has their top 3 guys are really, really good. I don't think there's any doubt that, and then we get into what makes a great player, right? Athletically, he is much more athletic than Tom Brady, and so that enables him to do many more things. Their tight end is better than Tampa Bay's tight end. Not by much, though, but it's still. And I think Chris Evans has had injury problems all year of one sort or another, and that's kept him from being really the truly effective tight end that he could have been. And of course, Gronk is good, but Gronk is not Gronk anymore. He's lost a step. Still a great pass blocker, though, pass, run, whatever. He's a great blocker. And he did have a pivotal catch last week. But at all the other positions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are better, and so that's why I'm going to go with them. It's not exactly a scientific statistical analysis, but still, that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to say it's going to be 34-30. Tampa Bay, I think that Tampa Bay is going to get up in the score and stay up the whole game. I think that the Tampa Bay defense is going to respond the way it did last week. Only allowing 6 points off of 3 Tom Brady interceptions. We can recount those interceptions. The first one was simply a drop pass, and so that one doesn't count. The second one was a little bit high, and I can understand why the receiver couldn't quite get that last inch or so to get his hands on the ball. the third one was just atrocious. So really 2 interceptions last week, but still the total number of points. And the thing about those interceptions were they were all relatively deep in Green Bay territory. So they weren't the kind of interceptions, they weren't pick sixes, for example, and they weren't thrown, with Brady deep in his own territory, and returned to about the 30 or 40 of Tampa Bay. They were as good as punts, except for that last one. Not quite a punt. But anyway, that is my pick. 34-30 Tampa Bay. I'm not going to stay up to watch it probably. There are more important things in life than watching a football game on TV. And besides, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Doesn't matter if I watch it or not. Unless you believe in metaphysical things like, watching the game means something. But if you're at the stadium, I think it means something. If you're at home watching it on TV, I don't think it means much. All right. Got any questions or comments? Leave them in the section below. Like and subscribe. I appreciate when you do. We'll see